threw her a 70s party, during which he presented her with a beautiful strobe light. Yes. And when Josephine's brothers and sisters saw this, they became very jealous because they had only gotten flashlights for their birthdays. They were very jealous because they had only gotten flashlights for their birthdays. So, Josephine pointed to the strobe light and danced around the room, showing it to each of her brothers and sisters. All she got in return, however, were fake smiles. And then her siblings huddled together, whispering and pointing at her as they talked. Now, Josephine was sad and lonely, but she was still very excited about her strobe light. So she took it into her room, plugged it in, and got into bed to watch it. Got into bed to watch it. But she soon fell into a deep sleep and dreamed this dream. Josephine dreamed that her brothers and sisters carried tree branches into her room and fell to their knees, bowed before her, and then left her room. Josephine snored and turned over on her bed. And then she dreamed a second dream. Her brothers and sisters came in with stars on their foreheads. And her dad came in with a moon pie. They all fell to their knees again and bowed before her. Then she dreamed that they all left once again. You know, it was amazing how real her dream seemed. She woke, rolled over on her bed and unplugged her strobe light, and went outside. Calling all her brothers and sisters around her, speechless because of the shocking nature of her dreams. She could describe her dreams only by using her hands. And they rolled their eyes, folded their arms, and walked away. Josephine sadly returned to her room and sat down on her bed. Josephine's brothers and sisters stormed into her room, put a gag in her mouth, and tied a rope around her, shoved her under the bed, and left the room. The bed yelled in pain. Put her under the bed. Put her under the bed, yes. And the bed yelled once again in pain. About this time, along came a man from the Salvation Army to see if the family had anything to give away. The man's name was Ishmaelite. When he knocked on the door, Jacob let him in. And then left the room so he could finish watching Oprah, whose show that day was about sibling rivalry and dysfunctional families. With Jacob out of the room, Ishmaelite's back turned, Josephine's brothers and sisters pulled her out from under the bed, stashed her in a gunny sack.
Hey, you got to say.
Stand up.
Now put it on.
Put it over his head.
That ring is large. It's dangerous.
Over his head. Over his head. Wait.
I'm going to keep.
Stashed her in a gunny sack and gave her to Mr. Malite. Here's some old stuff you can have, they told him. Why, thank you very much, he said. church to see if they had anything to give away. He walked in and saw a youth group. I think the brothers and sisters are they gone? I think y'all are gone. But be ready in case I'm wrong. Mr. Malight's next stop was at church to see if they had anything to give away. He walked in and saw a youth group sitting there.